Okay, so I did a little video of this particular pour earlier, and I made some changes. I had to keep fiddling. So here it is with the fiddling done. I don't know, I wanted some lines in there. I think that would look cool. So far, when it dries, I'll let you guys know how this looks when it dries. But it's got some really, really beautiful cells in here. Really nice pops. Nice shimmer. Really like a lot of the effects I got this time around. And like I said, this is for my best friend's daughter. She's been waiting almost 8 months. I really hope she likes it. It's not exactly, I think what, I showed her a couple examples of a Dutch pour by Renske Downa, so I guess she was expecting that. I don't know. But, I'm not into copying someone else's entire design. I mean, I try to use the same palette and do somewhat similar design because that's what she kind of liked, and of course her stuff is beautiful. And well, mine weren't turning out so great when you try and do somebody else's work for somebody else, I guess. So kind of use the same method of doing chaos style Dutch pour, but my paint has a tendency, to retract back. I mean, it doesn't hold its puffs like I like, and I think it's because, one, I either have it too thin and my densities aren't all the same. I just got overwhelmed and excited with getting some new paints, and I made this rack here. I used to work in a cabinet store where I did all the touch-ups and made the touch-up kit paints. And they had a bunch of bottles like this, and we made a rack for all the bottles because I don't like them all in a box or jumbled up to where you can't see what you got. So I never thought I'd be doing this. So in a way, I put some scrap wood together. Some of it I bought for like 75 cents, because it's, obviously damaged wood. I'm just doing it for functional purpose, so it doesn't have to be pretty wood for me. So some of the wood I got in a dumpster, some of it I bought for 50, 75 cents. Because it's damaged, you tell them mark it down, they'll mark it down. It's probably like, it's $3, $4 or something like that for 6 feet of, like a 4x4 or whatever. And then you say, hey, can you mark it down? It's all damaged up. So they'll mark it down all the way 75 cents. So I put that together. It just helps me. I like to look at my paint bottles this way so I can see what I got. So if you guys like this, and you can make one of these. There's no way I could make it for somebody and ship it off. It would cost an arm and a leg to send something like this off. But anyways, it's an easy design to put together. It's just basically like an oversized spice rack, if you want to look at it that way. But yeah, this is one of my first real big successful as far as sales go, but I'm still having trouble getting my paint to hold its shape. So I guess I need to pay more attention. I've worked a lot in different paints. I have an artist, degree. I'm 53, but I did that way back when I was 18, and I haven't really applied my education to anything really. I just kind of became a mom at 23, and yeah, I just started, working jobs and trying to keep a roof over our heads. And I've been a single mom my whole time, so I have 2 kids. And yeah, I just never really made the time to do any art at all during those 30 years. So, but in between time, I worked in, a lot of photography, finishing, processing, mounting, pressing, and then I also was a photographer at some jobs, of which I really loved that job. And then also working in the paint industry. I was trying to go for customer service where my brother worked. at a paint company, and they saw that I knew color, and they stuck me in the lab. I had never worked with primers before in my life. Oh my gosh. So it took a good year or so to learn all that in quality control, and I was a good color matcher, and I worked with a lot of raw pigments and stuff like that. And there was chemists, they'd put their formulas together. They trained me how to test all of the formulas to make sure they were up to code and standards and stuff like that. So where that comes into play, it helps me to really understand paint for what it is. Acrylics in high school, I never liked them because I felt like they dried too fast. They were too plastic. Didn't really care for them. In college, for art school, I mostly worked with oils, some watercolors, and some gouache. Never really, used too much of the acrylics. I wasn't a real big fan of them at that point in time. So as a color mixer, I always loved how the colors mix together. I really love the way they mix together, but never found a home for it in, as far as doing anything about it. I just kind of admired it when I was putting colors together, making a color. Anyhow, long story short, I ended up working at other companies that did faux finishes, and I learned how to do that with auto paints and stuff. And it's kind of like this almost, but whole different process. Let's put it that way. You're getting the same results almost, but this is a lot easier and faster, more natural and organic. The other one, you really had to force these images with the roller brush and the stains and the auto paints, and then sand in between top coats and stuff because they went into the aircraft for vanities and stuff like that. I'd make them look like a marble like this, except it was a lot more work to get this with that process. Let's put it that way. Then I worked at the cabinet store, where I did touch-up paints and things like that. So now that my kids are grown and the pandemic started, I thought I'd start painting, doing something, and I was looking for something to do artistic-wise, for a little sidekick or something to help out with my situation. Get back into what I would like doing, something I like doing with my art. And I was looking at marbling, believe it or not, and ran across the acrylic pouring and fell in love with it. I never really liked acrylics, like I said, but I do like it in the pouring medium form. So I'm learning this process. So even though I know paints and I have a background, I haven't applied my design and my, education or anything in many years. So I'm a little rusty. I'm just as green as anyone new coming into this as anyone else. So yeah, I messed with it a little bit and gave it some kind of composition. I hope my friend's daughter likes it. May not be what she's expecting. I guess I can get more canvases. See how that goes. So anyways, I showed a video about all this before, and I love all the YouTube acrylic pour liquid fluid artists that are on there. I mentioned their names earlier: Molly, Rinskadana, Ogla, Gina DeLuca, Jilly Moore, the Massey brothers, Massey Studios. Sorry, Canella. Cause the lady that goes like this. She's so cool. I love her. Anyways, yeah, I'm new to all these channels, and hopefully you guys watch my channel and help me out here and let me know what you think. But I think this was pretty successful if it doesn't retract and recede like all my other ones have been doing. Like these black ones here, totally receded. I don't like that too much at all. So anyways, I'll let you see the dry results when they get here.